Hi guys, Trevor Mitchell from lizandtrevormitchell.com, Your Perfect Life. So today's vlog is titled Happier Today, 10 Things You Should Stop Doing Right Now to be happy, or happier I should say. So this is something, I don't even know where we got this from, but we printed it out probably a year or maybe 2 years ago when we saw it on the internet somewhere. And this list we've now got it printed out and stuck on our fridge. So I've literally just gone and got this from our fridge to run through it with you guys. So I thought it'd be really good to share. As you know, a lot of our stuff is about mindset and success and how to sort of achieve success. But you know, ultimately we do things because we want to have a happy life at the end of the day. And so these sort of these points are things that we have to keep reminding ourselves, because it's very easy to forget a lot of these things that I'm going to go through with you. But for us, they're very important. Hopefully they'll be valuable for you, and you may want to include all 10 of these or some of them which you think might be useful for you as well. So I'll get straight into it and we'll show you these 10 points. So the first one is things that you should stop doing, right? So the first thing is stop waiting for a better time. I'll read this out and then I'll sort of put my own sort of take on it, if you like. But there is never a good time to do anything, especially if that's something you've been putting off for a while. There is never a good time to start exercising or learning a new language. You make the time for these things if they're important to you. Make them important enough for the good time to be now. And then this is, you know, such a common thing for people to do, which is to put things off and say, oh, I'll start that next year, or, you know, I'll start that when I'm feeling a bit better, or whatever it might be. But the truth is, if you really want to do something, or you really want to change something about yourself, there's no better time than right now. So you know, we have got the new year just about coming, and that's when a lot of people make their sort of resolutions, which is great. You know, making resolutions as long as you stick to them and to be disciplined with the resolutions that you set. So many people sort of fail with their resolutions because they're not disciplined in actually carrying those forward. And the disciplines can be quite small, you know, just doing a daily thing towards whatever it is that you want to achieve. One of the things that, you know, I've probably stopped doing as much as I was doing previously, and something that I need to start doing is reading or listening to audio. So I was probably doing about an hour a day. That sort of dropped off quite a lot in the last few weeks, just for times have got busy, and I've kind of neglected that a little bit, and that's something I need to start picking up again, because I want to be reading or listening to an audio, typically personal development, at least 30 minutes a day. So that's, for me personally, something that I'm going to start be doing again. But as I say, the point to this is don't wait for a better time for whatever you want to do, just start doing it now. Second thing is stop hating people. It's another thing that, you know, not that I typically do hate a lot of people, but it's one of those things that, yeah, if you can not hate anyone, it actually makes you a lot happier, and that's something that we've been consciously doing. So again, it's written here, it's such a negative emotion and it really doesn't lead anywhere. In most cases, hating someone directly affects you and you alone, which is so true, making your mood and your day that much worse. By talking behind someone's back and spreading negative energy, you'll just push people you actually care about away. Let go of it and make room for good and positive things. Definitely, that's a really important one. Number 3, stop constantly looking back. Again, it's another thing that is quite common, to be looking back and going, oh, maybe if I'd done it this way, which in some ways is a good thing to do if you learn from it and make sure that you don't make the same mistakes. But again, here, stop looking back. What has happened in the past is now in the past. You have learned, hopefully, from your mistakes, and it's time to move on. Until you can let go of the past, you cannot live in the present. Plan for the future and grow as a person. After all, your life from before doesn't define who you are today. Your present actions do. This is really good stuff, right? So that's number 3. Number 4, stop thinking about people who make no difference in your life. This again is another good one. Sometimes we're all guilty of it. You worry about what other people think, and this is something again that I'm really trying to just not care about what other people think and go with what I feel is right for me, my family, and what I think is going to benefit us and the people that we love around us, and not care about what sort of other people that aren't important in our life think or say. So this basically says, whether they are people from your past or your present, if they don't affect you directly, why waste your precious time on them? Very true. This also applies to spreading and listening to rumours, reading celebrity columns, and checking people's statuses online. You only have one lifetime. Why should you give people you don't really care about any of it? Time is the most precious thing. There's a really good saying about time, which I'm going to do another vlog about. I think it's called, can I remember what it's called? I can't remember, but I will do another vlog about it because it's amazing. Anyway, now come on to that. Number 5, stop whining about life, the universe, and everything. We've all probably heard about complaining, and if you spend 5 minutes complaining, you've just wasted 5 minutes of your life. And that's what this is talking about. Yes, there are days that it's just impossible to smile and take things as they come, but what does whining achieve? Exactly. What is the point of complaining about the weather, politics, or prices? What would that change? Unless you have a clear plan on what to do and how to make things better, why spread the misery and the negative vibes? If you see a problem, do something, do anything. The light doesn't work in your block of flats. Fix it or find someone who will. Don't complain about it. Things that are not under your control and you cannot in any way influence them, learn to live with them and accept them as they are. So if you can't do anything about it, just accept it. Don't complain about it. Basically, number 6, stop playing social games. No one really cares about your clothes or your level of intelligence. Not really. It's way better to just be authentic and show people who you really are, with all your flaws and true character, rather than waste energy on superficial interactions. And again, we're probably all guilty of this, right? You know, you want to impress someone with something that you've done, it ends up not impressing them at all. It just pushes them away. You know, just be yourself, which is basically what this is saying. And it's basically saying this doesn't lead to anything apart from superficial relationships. Be yourself and be real. Let others love you and accept you the way you are. Genuine relationships will make you happier, and you'll only from these relationships once you stop trying to impress everyone you meet and start being yourself. Very true. Great thing that we heard from Jim Rohn a little while back, and I think I might have blogged or vlogged about it, which is when you're networking and when you're speaking to people, your aim really should be to express to people rather than trying to impress them. And this again comes back to this sort of social games aspect of it. People aren't impressed when you just talk about yourself and things that you've done. You want to try and listen to people and find out about them. Be interested in people. That's what makes you interesting, if you're interested in other people, in my opinion. Number 7, stop spending money on things you don't need. We often mistake the I want for I need when buying stuff just because it seems cool to own it. Things don't make you happy for very long. This is very true. The moment you get it, you experience joy, but shortly after that joy is gone, and the newly acquired item joins the rest of your house. Think very carefully whether you're absolutely in need of something or you just want to own it. Invest in experiences instead. Experiences that will stay with you in your memory for the rest of your life. This is really interesting because this is something that my wife and I and my family, my mum, have agreed to do recently. So we're not giving Christmas presents this year. We are donating to charities that are close to our hearts. Cancer charities like Macmillan and Cancer Research, and also the Orpheus Centre, which is a local charity to us that we're involved with. But when we do buy each other presents, birthday presents, things like that, we are now looking to by each other experiences, things that we've never done before, and things that we can do together as a family, because we want to have those memories rather than just things that you end up buying people that you don't really need, which is what this is basically saying. So that's something that we're actively trying to do. So you may want to try that. Okay, compare. So number 8, this is stop comparing yourself to others. Another difficult one to do, especially with social media. I don't know if you guys find this as well, but Facebook for me is sometimes when you're scrolling through, and I have a lot of property investors and other people that I follow on social media, and therefore you see a lot of success and people doing various different things, and you start comparing yourself to them, which is a really bad thing to do, because everyone is going to have various different levels of success depending on how long they've been doing it for and how intensely they're doing something. So again, you should really just compare it to what you want to achieve and within the timescales that you want to achieve them. Anyway, compare yourself to others. Very often we look around and we see people who are doing a lot better than we are, and we don't really notice those who are doing a lot worse. At times we look around and all we can see is everyone else having it easier and having it better, and we feel bad about our own life. The fact is, it's not easy for anyone, and everyone has their own problems. What you see on the outside is what others let you see, always. Someone else is looking at you and thinking just about the same thing. You are the lucky one, and that they have their own reasons to say that. By thinking that having someone else's life or someone else's problems will make you happier than you make yourself, in the now you rob yourself of the chance to take joy in what you have for yourself already. We can be happy with very little and immensely unhappy with having it all sometimes. It's just a matter of perspective. This is really good. Number 9, stop taking no chances. This is a good one. Sometimes we wait for a sure thing to come along for us to follow, and then when it never comes, we wonder why nothing wonderful and exciting ever happens to us. So this is about sitting around and expecting things to happen to us rather than going out and doing it or finding it. It's true not just in regard of opportunities, but also people. Sometimes people also need to be given a chance to prove you wrong. We often overthink, overanalyze, and create possible scenarios in our head, then come up with the most negative outcome and end up never trying anything at the end of the day. If you are truly afraid of something going wrong, ask yourself, what is the worst thing that can happen? And if you can live with that worst case scenario, maybe you should give it a try. I'm all for giving it a try and seeing how it works out. If things don't work out, you learn from them, and often leads to better things, in my opinion. So, that's number 9. Number 10 and the last one is stop setting no goals. We're big into goal setting, as you'll probably know from our previous blogs and vlogs. Liz and I. If we set no goals, how do we expect to get anywhere at all? Life has the tendency to decide for us and take us down routes we never thought we would ever consider for ourselves. Don't let it dictate it all. Reclaim some of the control back and influence your future. If you have a plan, a good or a bad one, at least you have one, and you can guide yourself to a better tomorrow. Want a better tomorrow at any rate. We often give up and just let events take over, but reaching all the time is not the same as acting of your own free will. Take control back, set targets, and get a strategy for life, because just giving the same Groundhog Day over and over again just isn't living. Life only has a meaning when you give it one. So, really important. If you don't have goals or whatever you may call them, some people don't like it being called goals, or aspirations, targets, whatever it may be. You need to know where you want to be to get there. Otherwise, life takes you off course often. Again, that's my opinion, but it's working well for us. And in fact, we've got some big announcements to make at the start of next year. So probably in the next video blog, we'll be talking a bit more about that. Next year, we're also going to be launching a new project, which we're very excited about. This is a non-for-profit project, something that we think could make a big difference and impact not only locally but globally. So we're very excited about that. And next year also with our blogs and vlogs, I think we want to be a bit more, even more educational in terms of helping people achieve financial freedom. Something that we are passionate about, and something that, as I say, I'll be able to say more about next year. Anyway, that's it from me. We will speak to you all very soon. Have a wonderful Christmas and New Year. And yes, we'll see you in the new year. Take care. Bye.